Ladies and gentlemen, this is a message especially to the Luo nation, but also to the ODM in general and opposition in the large extent. We have heard, it's been said, and there's no secret anymore. Even the president has said it, Raila Odinga has said it, most of the ODM legislators have said it, that ODM and UDA is becoming one, not just for now to save William Ruto and the collapsing Kenya Kwanza and UDA, but actually they're coming together even to take control of the 2027 elections. Now, I've heard some very narratives being cooked by politicians to send them on the ground so that they can actually control the ground. And this narrative is as sad as follows, that Luo nation have tried to work together with the Kikuyu nation for a long time, and the Kikuyu nation has betrayed them since 1966. Remember the betrayal between Jaramogi Oginga Odinga and Kenyatta. They have talked about the death of Tom Mboya, they have talked about Arguings Kodhek, they have talked about the death of Msando. They have discussed about so many Thuon Luos who died in this betrayal after betrayal. Then, of course, they bring about the issue of Kibaki, who came together with Raila Odinga in Kibaki Tosha deal. Later, they went to Nusumkate. Kibaki was supposed to help Raila become president. He didn't. He ensured Raila was not, in spite of the fact that Ocampo 6. So they believe that was another betrayal. Then came Uhuru Kenyatta handshake of 2013, actually 2017, that was supposed to actually do a lot of things like do BBI, but mostly ensure Raila takes over as the president. So they believe Uhuru Kenyatta betrayed Raila. Some people believe that Kikuyus voted for Uhuru Kenyatta, for Raila Odinga, a significant number of votes, though Ruto got more votes, but Kikuyus gave their votes. I also buy that narrative, that Kikuyus gave enough votes that if Luos were supposed to vote the way they were supposed to vote, because 700,000 votes slept in mattresses in Luo nation. But they believe this was a betrayal because they believe that even if Ruto just got a few number of votes, Uhuru was supposed to go to Bomas and using the state power, state system, and the deep state was supposed to just rig Ruto out of those 200,000 votes and install Raila as the president. But of course, I also don't believe that we're supposed to do those unethical and immoral behaviors just for the sake of making Raila Odinga the president. I believe Uhuru Kenyatta gave what he needed to give Raila Odinga. I believe the Kikuyu people gave Raila the support he needed. I know some Kikuyu friends who are now in serious poverty for just standing with Raila Odinga. I know some of them who have been rejected by the current government. They were thrown out when Ruto became the president. So many Kikuyus were being unplugged from government. You could see the Gazette notice was busy every day, from boards in parastatal to very many organizations where they were working. They lost so much. Some of them, their business were hunted down just because of the fact that they were supporting Raila Odinga and Uhuru. And now the person who took over was now Uhuru Kenyatta and Rigathi Gachagua. So we know all that. So I want to tell Luos, please do your proper analysis, be objective. I think the Kikuyu nation did what they could do. But most importantly, let us not just bring this hatred thing. I believe that this moment, even if you have rights to believe you have been betrayed, let me advise you. We cannot join the worst government in the history of Kenya at this time, because if we do that, we shall be irrelevant. We will be finding ourselves in the wrong side of history if we join this government, which are called the worst government in the history of Kenya. I think Luos were not just aiming all those days, because Luos have always aimed to change a government system that can actually become more accountable to people. Is it not what ODM has told us all the days? Is it not what we have been preached to since we were born? Was that the dream of Ramogi Ajuang? Was that the dream of Tom Mboya? Was that the dream of Arguings Kodhek? Is that what Robert Ouko died for? Is that what all the Luo leaders who have been championing for change can actually believe that this is the right turn that we are taking? Can Jaramogi Oginga Odinga recognize us if we go and join our enemy number one to ruin the Kenyan future? Will we be the one who will help thieves, immoral people, people with lack of accountability, people who have no governance standards at all survive? I don't think that will be the case. Even our great ancestor will be disappointed. All our great ancestors, Joke, Chien, Charlie, all those people, Olo, will be so disappointed. I can even tell you that so many people are now crying. Some of our elders are turning in their graves. Ramogi Ajwang might not be having peace just because this is not what the kind of people he wanted. When you hear our leaders now talking, defending Adani, defending the airport taking over, when you hear them defending theft, when you hear them defending injustice, social injustice, when you hear them defending inequality, I don't think they're very happy. So to the Luo nation and to ODM and to opposition, our main enemy still remains William Ruto. Raila Odinga, if you listen to him carefully yesterday when he was trying to defend Adani, at the same time saying they are in opposition, you discover that Raila Odinga is at a crossroad, that he has nothing. He is not the one to lead us now because he's lost something that we have known him for. Raila Odinga is trying to say they are in government, and that's why he's defending Adani and all the things that this administration has done for us: abductions, unlawful arrest, killings, corruption. Look at healthcare collapsing, education system collapsing. You are defending that and then saying you are still in opposition. How can you be firmly in a government and firmly in opposition at the same time? I believe this actually cannot work. So me, I'm trying to say the following. Let us remain true to the course. Our dream as Luo nation, and just even the whole country, all Kenyans, has always been that tunataka serikali bora. Hatujawahi kusema bora serikali. So Luos, even if you are very anxious to join government, this is not the time to do it. Tunataka tuungane na serikali bora, sio kuunda bora serikali. And I believe the moment is being missed now. If we were to stand firm together with opposition at this time and oppose this government of William Ruto, which is taking us nowhere. This government is not taking us to Canaan. Raila wants to take us to Canaan. This is not Canaan. If we are just to stand firmly and focus on the ball, put our eyes on the ball that we want to go to Canaan, this is the time to do it. Even if Raila Odinga wants to go to AU, he can still go to AU, but still leave ODM to remain where ODM has always been. Allow the Luos to remain what it is. And I can tell you, the narrative that we are in government has been stated by the politicians. And that narrative is not benefiting the common mwananchi. The narrative that we need to join hands together and that we have been betrayed by the Kikuyus, that narrative is not coming from the Luos on the ground. The Luos on the ground have no problem with Kikuyus. Luos on the ground love their country. This narrative is coming from politicians because the people gaining from that narrative is the political leaders. But citizens are not giving it. I was taught in my economics class that the connection between any government and the citizens is development, measured in education, measured in healthcare, and cost of living, lifestyle, living standards. So long as those things are not changing, we cannot be in government when our living standards are collapsing, poverty levels are growing, unemployment is growing, access to healthcare is worsening, access to education is worsening, capitation, primary school in shambles, junior secondary school is completely mismanaged. Secondary schools are terrible. Teachers are suffering. Doctors are suffering. No one can put bread on the table. People just make noise on social media and go back to drink tea without sugar. So if those are the things that are still ongoing, we are not in government. We shall be in government when people can actually put bread on the table. And I can tell Kenyans, especially my Luo friends, we believe that we are tribalists as a country. You may have your views, but that's the truth. The only two tribes we have in Kenya ni wale ambao wanatuibia na wale ambao wanaibiwa. Sasa je, those viongozi wa Luo Nyanza telling you are in government, wako kwa ile farasi ya wale ambao wanatuibia ama wao wako na sisi ambao tunaibiwa na serikali ya William Ruto. Tunaibiwa airport, tunaibiwa our healthcare, tunaibiwa our education system. Our youth are being stolen because they are being killed. Their future is being destroyed. Our watu hatuwezi ungana na wao. Let us stand firm for our nation. Let us remember the dream of our forefathers. When Jaramogi, Achieng' Oneko, Kenyatta, all the founding fathers of the Republic of Kenya, J.M. Kariuki, they were very focused. What came later is greed. And that's greed what we are taking away. When we remove greed, tribe will not be there. When we see ourselves as a people or one mother, when corruption is gone, no one will see tribalism. So tribalism can only thrive because there's corruption. If we reject corruption in entirety, tribalism will be completely gone. And therefore we shall become the children of one mother and form a nation which is lean and clean. Our government needs to be lean and clean and therefore productive. Let us not add many things like tribalism, ni wakati wetu kuingia kwa serikali na wengine waende opposition. Those bullshit will not work here.